So, not a scientist. I have a passing interest in the things that might kill me and a basic remembrance of what I was taught in school. Mitochondrial something or other. I leave the actual science up to scientists, and I thank them so much for what they do. But for the things that might kill me, I do take a little bit more of an interest, like COVID or bird flu. I'd like to know where we are. And with the US's recent decision to well, if you don't talk about it and you take it off the CDC website, you don't test for it, it doesn't exist, right? You don't see all the dead birds and cattle. Ugh. Mommy, what's a chicken? Oh, there used to be these things that pooped shell eggs out of their butts. Ew. And the article is basically saying that in Nevada, there is a herd of cattle that had the first bird flu, and then they've been monitoring it and testing it, and now a year later, they have this secondary strain. A new strain, because we're America, and we wouldn't want last year's strain, we want this year's strain. And I was reading the article, and they were like, oh, reinfection and how hard it is, and this herd had been separated, so they're really trying to trace how they got, reinfected. And the article ends with, authorities are monitoring the situation closely. And for the first time in my life, I read that line and thought, bullshit. Because Trump doesn't want us to. He has convinced the CDC not to share information. He's gotten health organizations to not publish stuff. We've stopped talking to the World Health Organization. We stopped testing sewage waste a year and a half ago to track COVID. Because it's not a problem as long as you keep shopping and get back to the office. Corporate real estate matters more than your lungs or your cognitive abilities. But for the first time ever, I read the sentence, authorities are monitoring the situation closely. And I realized everybody they talked to in the article is not based in the US. They talked to a British scientist, they talked to a Canadian virologist. We're talking about Nevada cattle. Somebody in Nevada must be testing it, but it might not be an American. Is it possible other countries are here monitoring stuff for us because on the DL they know our problem becomes their problem? I've just never been in a place when it's authorities are monitoring the situation and I've never just thought to myself, no, they aren't. And even if they are, I'm shocked we're allowed to know about it. But then again, I am reading about it in an international newspaper, so this is where we are. Bad enough that for COVID, we decided that COVID wasn't bad enough to, let people work from home or have corporations have slightly less earnings. Long-term, let people get sicker because then health insurance is more profitable. This new set of lungs for just everything you have left in the bank. It just really freaks me out that to find out about Nevada cattle, you have to read an international newspaper that knows to get quotes from other countries besides the US about the US bird flu. We're on week 3 of Trump's administration. I feel like zombie cows are just going to start roaming the streets and we're just not going to talk about it. I've never read that sentence ever and doubted before. They'll be running their own private investigation, an internal review of the issue. Nobody believes those. I'm so disappointed I let my family down with this, incident. This was my first indiscretion. No. But I have always believed the sentence, and authorities will, continue to investigate and monitor closely. Can you see me freaking out?